What is good, everyone? Hope you guys are ready to bear down. It is a football Sunday fun day. So there's only 2 games going on today in the NFL preseason as week 2 gets wrapped up, and our beloved Chicago Bears are one of them. So we are lucky to go ahead and finish. Like I said, they end up being the nightcap. So it's the Bears versus the Buffalo Bills in Chicago here, the last game of the preseason in Chicago before they finish up week 3 against the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe it is. So if not, then you guys correct me in the chat. So if not, I'm sure my co-host will correct me as well. But I believe that's who they finish up against. But anyways, we definitely have a lot to talk about and get into. We'll talk about the Bears week 1 matchup against the Dolphins and how that ended up in a tie, which is, I guess, better than a loss. But really the score is irrelevant. The win and loss is irrelevant since it's a preseason game. What really matters is how the players looked on the field and how the offensive system looked on the field. A lot of it is the eyeball test, and we really need to feel comfortable that these, at least our backups, are grasping Ben Johnson's offense. So we're also going to get into the left tackle position. From what I've been hearing on the Bears beat reporters have been saying that does seem to be an issue, which is not good considering we're weeks away from the start of the season, and you would hope that that position would be kind of solidified and we would have a guy that's kind of stepping up and taking that position. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet, but it doesn't mean it can't happen here soon. So we'll see. So let's go ahead and get the show kicked off and get the intro. And then after that, we'll get into it and get Amp and Coach Chef in here. And so let's go. Man, I always love seeing Devin Hester take one back to the house, man. Should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I guess that's a discussion for another day. Let me go ahead and get my team in here. He's a guy that's always on level 10, and of course, because of that, he's always hyped up, and of course, he's always amped up. Amp, what is good? I'm sure you're excited to see this preseason game.
Man, Commish, what's going on? First of all, what's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you and your family doing?
Everybody's good. Thanks for asking, man. Check it out. I always get pumped up when I see those highlights, man. And anytime there's a Bears game, yeah, man, I'm excited, man. So yeah, I'm ready to go. I just hope that my beloved are ready.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we are the nightcap here. Last game of the preseason, week 2. So we get to see Caleb Williams and the number 1s play a little bit this time. I know last week versus the Dolphins, we didn't get to see any of our number 1s really, or maybe I think it was Braxton Jones played a series or 2. But other than that, we didn't get anybody else. So this week is a different story. We get to see Caleb in Ben Johnson's offensive system here. And hopefully everything looks clean and lined up properly. No false starts, no issues there, hopefully. But what are you expecting? Or I guess before we get into that, let's go back and review week 1 since we didn't really talk about it on the Tuesday show. We don't get into it too much. What were your thoughts of what you saw in week 1 from Tyson Bagent, Case Keenum, and Austin Reed?
Man, that like we talked about last week, as far as the quarterback position. What's going on, Shaq? All right, all right. Like we talked about from the quarterback position, blah. Case Keenum, I'm thinking Case Keenum is like a waste of $3 million, man. What's going on? What's going on? It's a waste of $3 million.
Really?
They say the kid needs that in the locker room. You know what I mean? He needs that veteran presence, and that's all Case Keenum is going to get, man. As I'm told right now, he got injured during the practices this week. And that's what I was expecting that during the season, but he got injured, man. And so we can stop with the Tyson Bagent, Case Keenum, who's QB2. We can stop that, man. You know what I mean? He can be in the locker room.
Tyson Bagent number 2.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So I don't even know why the media and what I'm saying was hyping that up, trying to make that an issue when we clearly have real issues.
Well, to what Coach Steph's saying here, they both look pretty decent week 1 versus the Dolphins. I would say the first 2 drives was a little bit disappointing to see that it was a bit of the same old, where the Bears went 3 and out with the first 2 drives. Kind of hoping that we don't see that with Caleb Williams here week 2 versus the Bills. And the ones, hopefully they can move the ball, get some first downs, and it leads to some sort of points. If not a touchdown, hopefully at least a field goal. But if we see a 3 and out with the ones here with Caleb Williams, the first 2 or maybe even, dare I say, 3 drives, it's going to be a little disheartening and disappointing to see for sure.
I was just about to say that, Commissioner. I was very disappointed. And it wasn't just that it was 3 and outs. It was that there was like no discipline, man. It was like pretty much what we saw last year. You know what I mean? The offsides, the offsides. You had running backs in motion, 2 running backs in motion at the same time. The quarterback couldn't get them set. It was just a lot of what we saw. And I understand. First of all, it was the first preseason game, and it was the 2s and the 3s, going against each other. But it just looked messy, man. It just looked messy. I don't know. It's and special teams, which I thought was very concerning. I don't know if anyone else was paying attention to it, but man, the Dolphins was like 90% of the time at the Bears, starting off at the Bears 45, whereas the Bears were starting off at their own 20. So it was very concerning, man. And I know Hightower is a great coach. He's a great special teams coach. I don't know. Again, I'm saying I don't know if it's the second and the third singers had the nerves, or was shook up. But we need to find out who's gonna be the punt returner, who's gonna be the kickoff returner. We need all that, man. We need who's gonna be the gunner. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of questions on this team, man. That I want to see. I'll be looking at today. A lot of positions.
Well, thankfully it wasn't all bad. After those first 2 drives, the third drive was a lot better. It ended up being a 9-play drive, which capped off with a touchdown to number 13, Alexander, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really good throw at the back of the end zone by Tyson Bagent. Threw it up there high to where only one guy was going to get it. And Alexander made a great catch on the ball and got his feet in bounds too. Which is the key thing there. Is it's one thing to make the catch, but you need to definitely make sure that both feet land in bounds so it actually counts and it's not just a play that was like, damn, what would have been or could have been. So, and then later on, like I said, once Case Keenum got in there, he looked good too. I mean, he had a nice little, he could have ran in for a touchdown, but he dumped it off to the running back there. I think it was Haskins.
I don't know about that. He did the right thing. He did the right
Yeah,
thing,
I mean,
dumping it off, man. He wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have made it. Not
I
with
mean,
those wheels. Not with his wheels, man. Mhm.
Chicago sports does make a good point. Duvernay does look like he is going to be our kick returner, or should be. I believe when
Who?
we signed him, that's kind of like Devin Duvernay came from
Oh yeah,
Ravens. So, and he made a
yeah.
few catches last week as well. So, from what it seems like, he should be the kick returner. So that is true there. Chicago sports, I agree with that one. But the other pass that Case Keenum made to the fade pass to, was it not Johnny Walker, but Jade Walker? If I'm saying it right, number
Jade,
20.
Jade,
Yes,
Jade.
yes. That was
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
thing of beauty. Like I said, that was a very nice throw, nice touch, great timing because the cornerback was all over Walker, and he
Yeah,
just dropped it right in the breadbasket. So that was a really good throw.
yeah. Well, Walker and Alexander are fighting for a spot, man. That wide receivers room is like we talked about last week. That man,
Yeah.
those guys are battling, and I like that. I like that. Those guys out there trying to get it done, man. You know, we know what Rome can do. We know what DJ Moore can do. You know what I'm saying? We expect Burton to be, well, we know he's going to be that 3-man rotation. So those guys battling at the wide receiver spot, I like it. I like it, man. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah,
and I
it'll
want to
be
see what
interesting.
QB. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, finish
I
up.
I want to see what QB1's going to do with all these toys that he has today. I want to see what he's going to do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, especially like I said in the intro, we really didn't get to see any of him at all. Week one, it was all Bagent and whatnot. And Austin Reed came in at the end. He looked serviceable to Chicago sports Chicago style. Uh, Not that he can't get no love. It's just usually the third string or practice squad type of QB doesn't really get talked about too much. But he looked decent, but nothing really to kind of brag about or memorable, And so, uh, but like I said, we're really excited to see what Caleb Williams is going to do and how comfortable he's going to look in this Ben Johnson offensive system. That's the thing. Hopefully he comes out and he commands the offense. There's no false starts. Everyone gets lined up correctly. Hopefully we see a nice, clean system and we don't see the little things to where they're starting off right off the bat instead of 1st and 10, it's
Mm-hmm.
1st and 15. That's what I
Read,
really want
process,
to see.
react. Read, process, react. Boom, boom, boom. It's 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That's what I want to see from QB1, number
Also,
18. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it was good to see Burden. You're talking about him, his awareness of the field, because I think one of the most frustrating things for me as a Bears fan is when the Bears got into 3rd and long, you might as well brought off the goddamn punter at that point
Right.
because we really had no kind of like encouragement and kind of thinking that they were going to convert to 3rd and long at all. So to see that Luther Burden was able to convert a 3rd and 15 last week against the
Yeah.
Dolphins, was aware of where the sticks was, and that was one of the questions that he was asked after the game. Is he was just focused on the sticks and making sure that he got past it because he caught it about a yard or two short, but
Mm-hmm.
was aware of that and dove forward and was able to get the first down to extend the drive, which was a breath of fresh air, coming from the Chicago Bears offense, because typically that's not what we've been seeing here. Usually once they get behind the sticks, it's not good. So it was very
Yeah.
encouraging to see that from Burden, along with at the end of the first half, aware of getting to the sidelines, knowing you only had 6 seconds left, caught the ball, dashed to the sidelines, got out of bounds, which I thought it was not enough time left on the clock there, but apparently
They gave him that 1 second. Mm-hmm.
1 second, which gave
Mm-hmm.
Santos nailed a 57-yard field goal
57
to end
yards.
half and get some points on the board, which was very impressive as well. Typically, we're not used to seeing Santos hit that type of kick, or that long of a kick, I should say. So to see him do it there, very, very encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? far as Bergen goes, man, I had said that last week that kid was. I think that kid is going to be special, man. Bear down.
Bear
That kid is
down.
going to
Yep.
be
Say that
special. I
every
said
day.
it like once he gets the ball in his hand, that kid is special. You know what I'm saying? From college, and it's translating from his college career. So you can see it in this Ben Johnson offense, man. And I like it. I like it. I think that it was like I said last week. I think that it was a gift. He was a
Mhm.
gift, another gift for Caleb Williams to work with, just like Rome was. And but they're good. They're good. So don't get me wrong, anyone. I'm not tripping on them. I like what Ben Johnson is putting around the kid. I have question marks at the yeah, I have question marks at the tight end position. You know, I'm still trying to figure out. I know what Ben Johnson wants to do because looking at the Lions, the way they run the two tight ends, you know, but
Mhm.
just don't mess with tight end one. That's all I'm saying. You know, because I've been
So
hearing some talk. I've been hearing some talk this week about who's the tight end number one going to be, and I didn't like that, man. I didn't like that. You know, I know
well,
Ben
I
Johnson
mean,
got his own thing and he's looking for his own guys, but
yeah, no, I mean, I think everyone's very curious to see how where Komet's role and where he fits into this offensive scheme with Ben Johnson as well. So I think a lot of them, especially when you see them invest the high capital in Colston Loveland
mm-hmm.
there, and he seems to be more of the pass catching kind of weapon or offensive weapon than a blocker and whatnot. So, like I said,
And that's go
everyone
ahead.
wants to see points. So they want to see points, and they're not. The Komet's name is Big Stiffy for a reason, you know. So he's not the most agile tight end out there compared to Loveland. So,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
he's the shiny new toy. So everybody wants to see what he can do.
some call him Biff Stiffy. But come on, man, we got to
I
we
mean,
got
in the clubhouse, yeah, he's been known as Big
we got
Stiffy. I think Soundmouth
we
put
have
that
to
label
we
on him.
have to you have to put a caveat with that, man. Look at the offensive system he was with under last year, man. So and those that call them Biff Stiffies, I think kind of biased because they really are Michigan fans. So I'm just gonna put a caveat on that. And you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to mention no names,
Yeah,
pal, but I won't.
yeah, I think you just did, my friend.
Yeah,
I think you
did I say
just
that?
did.
Did I say that? Yeah, yeah. But
You,
no,
you
man.
said that out
I, I'm
loud. You said that out loud.
I said that loud. Oh, okay. Much love, pal. Much love.
Do you have any thoughts on real quick before we get into the Bills game? Do you have any thoughts on the rookie running back that we saw coming out of Rutgers, Monunga? He got a lot of
oh,
playing time,
oh,
and I guess the knock on him is his pass protection.
pass
Blocking
protection. Yeah.
isn't the best. Still has some work to do on that aspect, but I did think he ran pretty hard with the ball when he did get his opportunities. Had a few flashes here and there, but what are your thoughts on the rookie running back?
You know what? I like what I saw from the running back position. Period. And what's his name? How you pronounce his
Monunga,
last name?
Kyle Monunga,
Ma-
Kyle Monunga.
Menendai. You know that kid ran hard. That kid ran hard, and he is not afraid of contact. Like he looks for it. You know, I like that. I like that. I knew someone would come in and battle for that running back position. You know what I mean? I'm told that Roshan may play today. I want to see that.
Really?
I want to
I
see
thought he
that.
was a little
Yeah.
banged up. I would like to see that too. I would like to see
He's
that.
questionable. He's questionable to play today. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward to that. If not him, like you said, the other running backs, man. We have to see. We know Ben Johnson loves that we'll just call it fire and ice, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
That speed back, and then that
The
thumper,
lightning quicker.
that downhill runner. Yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that, man. Um,
I like this
left
question here
tackle.
from Chicago Sports Style, real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If Hankins and Wheeler and Kyle, if any of them can play special teams, does that mean that Travis Homer is a casualty? Doesn't make the cut there. If those guys could play special teams, and that's a fair question. All those guys are younger, so it's one of those things. If you can trust them to be just as reliable as Travis Homer is,
I think that would
then yeah, he could be a cut.
Yeah, he definitely Homer definitely will get cut. He definitely will be a casualty. You know, like you said, when you got younger wheels on you, you know what I mean. You out there making plays. Yeah, and it's who else was I thinking about, man?
As far as the rookies?
No.
Or special teams?
Right guard, Ryan Bates. Ryan Bates, man.
As well.
Yeah,
yes.
Ryan Bates. You haven't heard much about him, and that's not good. You know, and then what he looked last.
Bad things about him either, so that's as good as well. It's not typically no news is good news and stuff. As long as you're not hearing like, hey, this guy's constantly giving up pressure to Caleb or whatnot, or so. But you haven't been hearing any good things about him, maybe because he's a number 2 guy, and the number 2 guys, the backups usually don't get the spotlight too much.
So you think he's a solid number 2, huh? I think he's solidified it too.
Well, I don't know if he's penciled himself in as a 2, but I sure as hell don't think he's the number 1. I think the guy that they traded from LA, Jackson, is
Donald Jackson.
Is going to get that 1 spot. And then Tooney's going to be on the other side, as well. So, I mean, as long as he's not giving up, like I said, a bunch of pressures and whatnot, we're probably not going to hear much from Bates unless he gets thrust into the starting position.
Well, we're definitely going to see about that. We're definitely going to see about that today with with the Bills defense. I'm told
what I've been hearing. Yes, go ahead.
I'm told that the Bears turned it on again. This is what I'm told. The level of intensity was off the charts. The first game, I'm told that the Bills weren't really expecting that, and so the Bears came out smacking them around. Smacking them around, and so which made the second practice even more intense. And I like that. I mean, this is what I'm told. It's preseason, the joint practice. They get to hit someone else, like we talked about last week, and everyone says the same thing. Now if the Bears can keep that up, they can keep that up like we did, in the past. That intensity, something's got to change. That's it. Johnson has to bring some change. It has to be some change, man. An attitude, behaviors, what I'm saying, discipline. That's what this team needs more than anything. It's not just the letter. I talked about this a lot last year, the letter C on the jersey, just because, what I'm saying, like, no, if you're wearing that letter.
No victory.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying to me. That's all.
So, and then Chicago Sports Chicago Style says Bates is too versatile. Newman looks good, and who is that? Gager sucks. So
I don't know about all that, man. I don't know about all that.
And then we got someone, first timer here I haven't seen, Stu Dogs 81. Bear down, fam. Let's fucking go. Yes, all day. Let's go.
Bear down. Let's go. Let's go.
We have also in the chat say Tyreek gets 1 more personal foul. See ya. So Stevenson. Hopefully he's not going to make that airhead of be an airhead there or be brain dead and kind of waving to the.
You know what?
There.
We talked about that last week also. Like, that kid is intense, man. And again, I am a big fan of Dennis Allen. I'm a big fan of Dennis Allen.
A big fan of Tyreek Stevenson as well is from
same here.
Score, Lawrence Mahomes. there. He
Is he?
he hyped him up.
Lawrence
Yeah,
Holmes?
yeah. He came in our show, made a guest appearance here. If you
Okay.
guys haven't not checked it out, check it out on our Tuesday shows with T Nix,
Okay.
Foul Mouth, JB, Frank the Tank. Had him on at the studio in Chicago, and he was on and chopping it up with us, and said he expects Stevenson to have a really big year. He thinks that he's going to fit very well into Dennis Allen's defensive system, and is expecting big things from Tyreek. So I'm
And
holding like
that's what I was about to say. That's what
I
I was
said,
about to
hopefully
say.
that comes true, and he does do
Mhm.
that. Go ahead.
You don't do that in a Dennis Allen defense, man. You're not undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? You're more aggressive, but undisciplined, all that waving around. If you didn't make the play and the play is still going on behind you and you're ignoring it, you're not gonna play for Dennis Allen. You won't even make the team. So I
And
know
that's a
that
good point
Dennis
you
Allen
guys are
sees
making as
something.
well. Al
Mhm.
Harris as well. He's a dog. Like he expects a lot of good things from his defensive backs as well. So, and
Yeah,
he did a good job
yeah,
when he was with helping.
absolutely, absolutely. And so let's hope like Brisker, man, plays with what's the word I'm looking for?
The same passion, the same energy that he had before
Not
he got
like
hurt.
not like that. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
What,
Like I
Morgan?
know he only knows how to play one way. I know that
Right.
because he's a baller. He's been playing the way he's played since you know what I mean, since probably grade school, Park District. You know, he's gotta lighten up. You know what I mean? Got to lighten up. We need him. We need him,
Oh, most
man. And you know, I guess that's gotta take it easy, man, and let the team go with the scheme of the team. You know what I mean? He doesn't always have to put his head in there first. You know what I mean? You know, you
definitely.
wrap him up. Don't use your head, man.
Well, no, he needs to use his head, but like not in that way.
I
But
mean, yeah, not in that way. You know what I'm saying? Don't lead with your head.
right.
Don't lead with your head. And you know what I'm saying? Always look at what you're tackling, man. You should be able to see that. So, and that'll prevent a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
those. Hmm.
I love the fire that he plays with. We love the intensity and the fire that he plays
Hmm.
with. Hopefully,
Hmm.
he can stay on the field and whatnot, and doesn't get dinged up. But from what I've been hearing from Brisker as well during the training camps and these joint practices, is he's been looking really really good. He's been like all over the field, flying all over the field, Brisker, and making plays and making his presence felt. So typically, when they do that in practice, typically it translates into game time situations. Occasionally, there's times where it does not. Some guys are just practice warriors, but we've seen Brisker make plays and be that ball hawk and on the field.
Hmm.
So we just need him to stay on the field so he can do it, game in and game out. So um, like I said, but
That's
I
it.
love the way he plays the game, though.
That's it. That's it, Commish. I have no problems with the way he plays, except, you know what I'm saying, with the injuries, man. I like that aggressiveness. I love that from the safeties. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Stevenson, man. I like the way that kid plays. He needs the right coaches, man, to get him on track. And if he doesn't, he'll be gone. You know, because it's hard to find a good safety, man. You know, it's like a left tackle out there, man. It's hard to find one. You know what I'm saying? Remember
Speaking of
Mike
left
Brown
tackle,
back in the day? Mike Brown was pretty much the same way, man. That guy could, man,
he was
talk
Johnny on the
about
spot, Mike
he's
Brown.
a giant, he's a missile, man. He's a heat-seeking missile, man. You know what I'm saying? Mike Brown would, man, stick his head up in there, ball come out. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't stay on the field. Couldn't stay on the
Yeah,
field. Great player, man. Great player.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, Mike, very fond memories of Mike Brown. He was the one that I think back-to-back walk-off interceptions to
Hmm.
end the game back in the
Hmm.
season there.
Yeah,
So
yeah. One of them was a great the Bears who we thought they were. May you rest in
right,
peace.
it
Dennis Green. Yeah, one of them was Arizona. I forgot who the other was, man.
was Cleveland. I thought it was
Was
Cleveland
it?
there
I,
where
I
it
was
got
about to say that. I was about to say that. Yeah, I want
out.
to say it was Cleveland, and then it was Arizona. Yeah, yeah.
Good times, man. Good times. But let's get into this upcoming game versus the Bills here. How much playing time we did? Like I said, we didn't see any of Caleb last week. What, like, is it a matter of how much time he plays in this game, or is it a matter of series? What are you expecting out of Caleb Williams and the Bears and Ben Johnson this week? You know, how long do you think, guesstimate that he'll be out there?
Well, for QB1, I'm expecting at least a couple of series, man. I don't want to see him an entire quarter. I'll be honest with you. I don't need to see him an entire quarter. You know, I know it's football and it's physical sport. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see like I've been saying the last couple of weeks. Can he read? You know what I'm saying? React. I'm sorry, read, process, and react. That's all I want to see. Can he get everybody lined up the way they're supposed to be lined up? Can he do that, man? I don't need to see his arm. I know he has an arm. You know, I need to know whether he can process what he sees. That's it. And so I said all that to say again, like I don't need to see him for an entire half. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a quarter, maybe a quarter. You know what I'm saying?
I'm feeling what Stu Dog's saying right here. Stu Dog says a quarter, hopefully, unless he lights it up right away, which makes sense.
Yeah.
The first two series end in touchdowns and offensive system and everything looks like it's going, you know, firing all cylinders.
Yep.
Then yeah, you know, I have no issues giving them an early hook, you know, and having them watch the game from the rest of the field. But if the first two series are like how it was last week, where it's a quick 3 and out, and they don't even get a first down, I'm gonna want to see him kind of stay out there a little longer until at least until we see, you know, some sort of rhythm out of that offense.
Well, if that happens, we're going to have to see more because we know next week being the final preseason game, he's not going to play.
Correct. Yeah,
Johnson's not going to play him. So if he doesn't get it out there and do what he's supposed to do, he's not going to play next week anyway. So we're going to need to see at least a half. You know, but then that also depends on that left tackle spot that they've been talking about all week, man. You know, you don't want to get the kid hurt, especially if he's not picking up the offense like he should and holding the ball. You know, but they all hold the ball. So I'm not that guy. Oh, he held the ball. He holds the ball too long, and you know what I'm saying. All running quarterbacks hold the ball, man. All of them. Just turn it on. Josh Allen holds the ball for more than 3 seconds, but he'll run. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I need to see him process. I need to see him process what he sees. You know what I'm saying? And boom, 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 boom. Yeah, everybody's lined up. Everybody's ready to go. Boom, you know what to do with it, man. That's what I need. And if we don't see that, then we need to see it. We need to see him out there for a half. But if it comes to safety and that left tackle is a turnstile position between who do we have?
Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright is a.
He looked like he came into camp a little out of shape from what we've been hearing. So it's him. They kind of been experiencing experimenting with Ozzie.
Theo Burnett. Theo Burnett at right tackle.
Correct. He's the more recent one. So, right. Matthew, thanks for joining us. The first time I'm seeing you in here.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
So he's saying, let's go Bills, F the Bears. Well, we definitely will not be agreeing with that one. But thank you for checking us out anyway. We really do.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Yeah, no. Real talk, man. Real talk. Thank you.
Stu's also saying, Stu says I also like to see more from DJ, but from what I'm hearing about Caleb and Rome, likes what he's hearing about Caleb and Rome, how the chemistry and the connections kind of growing there. So I do as well. Real quick before you jump in there, let's go ahead and get in the third member of our show here, Coach Chef. Welcome to the show. He is in Chicago, so doing a little bit of traveling. Thank you for joining us.
What's good, fellas? How's it going?
What's up, Chef? How you feel, man?
I'm all right, man.
Grand Rising.
How's it feel back to be back in Chicago?
Bearable.
Is that pun intended or no pun intended?
I could go outside during the midday and I don't feel like my skin is going to peel off my body.
Hey, but you know what? Yesterday was something else out here, man. Yesterday was something else. That humidity. Oh my goodness.
So
yesterday?
No. Trust me.
You said no.
They said it felt 106. I've felt 106 here, and I felt 106 in Phoenix, and I would deal every day like yesterday because I could still be outside.
Oh man, that was. Hey man, I went out. I went out for a couple of minutes. I thought I was gonna had a sunroof open, man. I was like, nah, this is definitely an air conditioned day.
Come back to Phoenix with me and stand outside when the sun is slapping you in your forehead at 106. Do that. The only savior. Come to Phoenix when it's 106 and just stand outside for 10 minutes. You could be like, man, it's really sunny outside. There's no overcast. There's no clouds. It's just sun for 12 hours.
That's bad.
Yeah, it can get pretty brutal over here. Like I said, when the street signs are melting out here, you know it's freaking hot.
Wow. So, you're joking, right? You're joking, right?
And I was in a suit yesterday. I was in a suit. I was in a wedding. I was not in a wedding, correction. I was at a wedding. I was attending a wedding. My fiance, Kendra, she was a bridesmaid for a friend of hers. So that's really the main reason we came back home. Actually, I'm not too far from you. I'm in Matson right now.
Okay.
I'm at
up the street.
I'm at a real good friend of mine's house. We're not too far from where we previously lived in Park Forest. I'm actually like 5 minutes from my old crib. It's 3 minutes, really. But I tuned in. Good to see you fellas. Got a lot on my itinerary today before we head back tomorrow, where me and my oldest son Nasir headed back to Phoenix tomorrow. But yeah, been tuning in. I agree with some things. I disagree with some things. The guy who said, fuck the Bears, go Bill, it's a preseason game, bro. We don't care about the score of the game. We want to see procedural. We want to see execution. We want to see effort. We want to see young talent prosper. I can give a damn. They could tie the game like they did last week with the damn Dolphins. I don't give a damn. What's in Buffalo?
But no, I like that. He's like, good luck with the show, though.
What's in Buffalo?
The Bills, man. The Bills.
They got some good wings.
The Bills.
Niagara Falls over there.
Only thing Buffalo is known for is Rick James and the Buffalo Bills. Get out of here.
Wait, stop it now. Stop it now, Commissioner. They got the wings. They got the wings now.
Wings. Rick James. Bills. That's it. Your city is known for three things. Your city's known for three things.
Yeah, I was about to say let's not forget the word. Never leave the wings out, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Never leave the wings out.
Hey, I'd rather have mild sauce. I'd rather have mild sauce on my wings.
Who you telling? They don't know anything about that. They don't know anything about that though. That's another subject. They don't know nothing about that.
When we get off the show, I got to go to Al's Italian Beef. I got to go to Harold's. I got to go to Taurus to get me a cold cut sandwich. I got a lot of running around to do.
With the sweet sauce. Oh my God.
Oh man. Hey. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's be with this football related stuff. So I lost. I didn't catch the last 10 minutes because I was trying to set it up here. Once we got to our location, we were. Long story short, we decided not to stay an extra day at the hotel because I was going to do the show in the hotel, and we was like, nah, let's just go to. Let's stay at a friend's house, stay local. So we got out of there a little later than I wanted to. Check it out. Sweet steak. Ooh, see, my man's knows. My man's knows the sweet steak from Chores. Yeah, buddy. This Sunday, so I'm gonna have to go to the one on Stony Island. So, but yeah, I'm prepared. Max prepared.
All right, so what did you like or didn't like about what you saw week 1 versus the Dolphins real quick? We kind of chopped it up and got into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Give us a version of what you liked from week 1 and Tyson Bagent and crew.
Bagent looked okay. Obviously the slow start, but it's preseason the game 1. You would like to see a faster start, but it is what it is. I like the touchdown pass. I think that was a really good pass. I think it was a very underrated pass, especially if you go back and look at the the website, Oh Lord, focus. The doggone
And
you know what I'm talking about.
I'm not with those analytics, man. I'm not with those analytics.
What you say, Commish?
Pro Football Focus.
Pro Football Focus, excuse me. Pro Football Focus numbers. So I think that he had a good throw for that. I think the Case Keenum throw just showed that he's a veteran and he was trying to get a kid some shine because I think he could have got in the end zone. That was a nice pass. The fade ball he dropped in the bucket is another proof that he's a professional. He can still throw those passes. Jade Walker threw me off at the number 20, but the rookie from Texas A&M, he played really well. So that, positions for I think that fourth position spot between Jade Walker, between Duvernay, who's probably going to be on the team because of kickoff return. We saw a Scott sighting. He may not make the team. He's got to show some more things.
Oh man, if he doesn't make the team, if Scott doesn't make the team, and it doesn't look good for him, That's a fourth round. That's a fourth round pick, man. 2023.
So I don't know. Jade looked good. Jade looked good for a kid who didn't put up great numbers at A&M, but he put up solid okay numbers. He put up okay numbers at A&M, but he looked good. I mean, he going to get 2 or 3s, but whenever people say that, they're only going to get started first round, it doesn't matter who you're going to. You have to make the plays that are for you versus whoever the competition is. That's all that matters in football. I hate that argument. It doesn't matter. He looked good versus the 2s. Well, who is he going to look good versus? Who is he playing against? If he's playing against 1s, then look good versus whoever you're playing against. You need to perform. That's the job. The job is to perform and to be successful. So I don't want to hear all that. If you don't look
good against the 3s, you can't expect them to look good against the 2s, and so on, and so on, and so on.
No, but the Scott thing is written on the wall, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's not looking good. It's not looking good for him.
Today's his day to do something. Like he needs to do something this week and next week.
It's got to be over. It's got to be over the top, man. It's got to be over the top. I think for him to make this team, he has to really, ball out. Was it special teams? What I'm saying? He needs to.
He's got to have a big play. He needs a game.
And the
3-4 catches.
Bottom line is, I'm pulling for him, man. You know,
he's getting those reps. Like he's another guy who you saw the whole game. I believe. Did he play into the fourth quarter? If he played into the fourth quarter,
he just didn't make plays. He just didn't make plays. I mean, because you can't.
Or did he just play the first half with the 2s?
You can't teach speed, and that kid has. You got to get open.
You got to catch the ball. He had a catch over the middle. I think he had 2 catches, but I know for sure he had 1.
Like he had a total of 7 yards, man. I looked it up. He had a total of 7 yards.
It was just a drag. It was just a drag that he sat in the hole. The ball got tackled. So I would like to see him run something where he's getting more vertical, maybe a post or something where he's doing something with his skill set. People forget though he was a converted running back in high school. So there is sometimes a correlation, like when running backs from high school get moved to slot receiver. Like remember, he averaged like 50 yards a touchdown at Cincinnati. Those guys, it's almost the who's the guy who does College Game Day, won the Heisman for Michigan. Desmond Howard. So people don't. So just quick synopsis. Some guys have it and some guys don't. Desmond Howard was a running back in high school. He got converted to receiver at Michigan.
Wide receiver.
To wide receiver. So he performed in college, but when you're in college, sometimes you're still performing off just your pure athleticism. But Desmond Howard, who was a first-round draft pick, struggled in the NFL for that separation and the fine art of route running to where technically he would be considered an NFL bust because he never put up 1,000 yards in the season. He was actually, he spent most of his career just being a kickoff specialist. Maybe he got the MVP in the Super Bowl with the Packers and stuff like that. So some of those guys who transit, those smaller guys, because he's a small frame guy, they have the speed, obviously, because you're converting from running back to receiver, but the fine tuning of being a receiver sometimes either doesn't take hold or takes longer to take hold. So it's up to him. It's up to him and his opportunities.
What's going on?
Only time will tell. But we have other guys. We have Burton. We have Duvernay. We have he's a veteran. We have Burton's definitely going to be getting some runs. So Scott is competing for special team snaps and that receiver 4/5, depending. I think they'll keep 5 receivers anyway. 5 receivers, maybe they'll keep 3 tight ends. That'll give you that's 5, that's 8, that's total of I'm sorry, I can't count 5 and 8.
Man, it's afternoon.
Oh my goodness, that's 9. It's 9. It's 9 total.
That's 9.
8 to 9 receivers and tight ends total. Because Ben likes to run 2 tight end sets a lot. So just speaking about him, it'll be competition. You got the PJ Washington, the PJ kid from TCU. He's competing at punt return. So it's the opportunities. Defense has to give these guys more opportunities to return punts. So we see what we got in these kids, of course, in practice and everything else. I want to see, obviously, the development for the starting left tackle. I know you guys talked about that. I was listening. Ozzie and Jones were competing in the first half. So those are the only quote unquote real starters, like you all said earlier, that were competing because they still competing for a job. Defense looks solid. I think Noah Sewell looked pretty good. I think he's essentially sold at that number 3 linebacker position. I think Hippolyte looks solid, but he's a young kid. He's got to learn. So it took Noah Sewell remember, this is Noah Sewell's third year in the NFL.
Has it been 3? Has it been 3?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He was drafted
because he got hurt last year. He got hurt last year.
And he didn't take the third linebacker spot from Jack Sanborn. Him and Scott came in the same year. He was another late round pick.
Right.
So I mean,
the other one, obviously. Go ahead. Real quick.
No. Oh yeah, and Zacchaeus, right? Zacchaeus is the other guy competing for that. But he's more of he'll be all over the place. Remember, it's him and Burton competing for that number 3. So whoever has that 3, that rotation will be for the number 3 receiver, and then of course that whoever's the number 3, typically then the next that would be number 4. So that 5th receiver spot is really wide open. Devin Duvernay, Scott. Scott might lose out because Devin returns punts. So but just the numbers. I think they looked all right. Defense obviously looked not as good, but that was the third stringers. So when you get third stringers, some third stringers dominate the special teams. Like when you see a blowout in a preseason game, it's clearly the third stringers. When you see a close game,
I said special teams. I said special
I know what you said. I heard you.
Yeah, they look bad. They look bad.
No, yeah. The return, not the return game, but the
coverage, the return coverage.
The coverage team. The coverage did not look good. The coverage team did not look good.
They look bad.
They were almost at midfield, like Amp was saying, starting at midfield.
No, I agree with that. You could tell the look on Hightower's face. He was not pleased.
Yeah.
He was fucking chewing out some asses over there.
Which is funny.
So, we got a little off track. But I do like about what Chicago Sports said here. In place of JJ, Nick Wright is doing a very serviceable job. He's doing pretty good. He did get beat a few times, number 25 cornerback.
That's it. Serviceable.
He's taking over his job or anything like that. We do need JJ to be back as soon as possible.
I like Wright. Don't get me wrong, but it's JJ, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, that's not. He's competing with Stevenson. That's the real competition for the two job. That's the competition. It's right.
But right now, JJ's not there, so they're playing for number 1. Both of them are playing for the number 1 position right now. Yeah. Until JJ gets well. Yeah. Until he gets back on the field.
They're not.
Until he gets back on the field.
They're not competing for number 1 because when JJ's on the field, he's the number 1. They're competing to be the number 2 and the number 3, or quote unquote the Nick.
If JJ doesn't start, if JJ is not healthy,
those two guys
for the Vikings game, who's gonna play this? Who's gonna play his position? Who's gonna play
those guys?
Right.
They're
not gonna switch it up.
It's gonna be Stevenson and Wright. It's gonna be Stevenson and Wright.
That's what I just said.
But it can't be one or the other if they're both on the field. If they're both starting, if the Wright kid and Stevenson on the field, they're not competing for number 1. They are the number 1, the 2 corners on the field, the number 1 and number 2 because of injury. So because that's what I'm saying is, but you said they're competing to be number 1. They're already on the field. They're starters.
JJ is number 1. I said that JJ is number 1. If he's not playing against the Vikings, Who's going to be that number one cover guy? Who's going to be that? Is it going to be Wright or is it going to be Stevenson? Who's going to play J? Matter of fact, who's going to play JJ? Who's going to play JJ? Who you going to put on him?
I'm pretty sure whoever's on his side.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Whoever
that's how they do it. The best goes with the best. The best goes with the best. That's how they normally do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting cooked, if somebody's getting cooked on one side, guess what? They're gonna switch it up.
Terrell Smith can't be is never healthy enough to stay on the field. For those who don't know, Terrell Smith is a good talent, really fast kid. But Terrell Smith has injury issues. He's actually really a number 2 to 3 type guy. Obviously, we have Kyler out there. He's your nickel, so technically he's your number 3 slot guy. Then the rumors of him being moved around, but once again, he's having some injury. So is he going to be 100% when the season starts? So the real technical job is for when JJ comes back, who's the guy opposite him, Wright or Stevenson? Obviously, if JJ's not there, then both of those guys are going to be starters. But he got targeted and he got beat a little bit. Wright got beat a little bit. Stevenson didn't get targeted at all. So if you're not getting targeted, if there's 2 guys on the field and one's getting targeted and one's not, and then the one getting targeted is not getting, getting those reps, then that guy is probably winning the position. So I would still say Stevenson is the leader for the number 2 corner.
Yeah, I don't know. Wright showed range. He showed range. You know what I'm saying? No, he didn't. He wasn't getting as many targets. That kid shows range and ability to make plays on the ball, man. You know what I'm saying? What is it, like 6'4", 218? I like that.
Stay engaged. He's got to stay engaged when he jams. You got to use your length to your advantage. Stevenson would technically be the number 1. The guys in the comments in Dennis Allen's system he follows. That sounds good in theory. That once again, that sounds good in theory.
That's true.
In the game, we won't know until it happens. So just because your system is your number 1 cornerback follows your number 1 receiver, that's in theory, but we won't know until the game starts and JJ's not there. Obviously, if JJ's there, then he'll be moving. But if you got those 2 guys, depending on the situation, depending on whatever coverage, we'll know whether they're traveling or they're staying on their side. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, people forget the Legion of Boom. In some systems, you don't move. Richard Sherman people can say he's a Hall of Fame cornerback. He didn't move with the number 1 receiver. They played whoever's on your side is on your side. So it's situational.
Richard Sherman was different. He started out as corner and ended his career as safety. He's a special kind of player. He's a special kind of player.
Just an example.
Yeah. And I'm just saying he was different. He's a different kind of player.
Dan's point here, Stevenson must step up big time this year. Isn't this a contract year for him? I think he's still under contract 1 more year.
He got another year.
Yeah, it's year 3. It's year 3 for him too. It's year 3 for him too.
And then also, the other big name that made a splash along with Sewell on the defensive end, and it's the same guy that did it last year, was Austin Booker. He had himself a 3-sack game, strip sack on one of those, was able to make a good playmaker play there. If he's to have another game like that, this game and the next game, he's really going to be pushing himself for a starting spot, or at least get more.
That
first rotation, that rotation, that number 3 DN.
He had a great game. He had a great game, but I'm not a Booker fan, man. He had a great game. What 3 sacks.
What makes you not a fan of a guy who's got the size, the speed?
Because he's not consistent. He's not consistent.
He was a rookie last year, and he was a mid-round pick.
He is not consistent. So we'll see. I just said he had a great game last week, but that's the first time I've seen him ball out. Last year we were still looking for somebody opposite of Sweat, and nobody stepped up, man. Nobody stepped up, including him. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. He had a great game last week. against the 2s and the 3s. He had a great game. Let's see. Let's see if they put him out there. Let's see if they run him out there with the 1s. Opposite sweat. Let's see that. Let's see that.
Yeah, we'll
if that happens.
see. Like I said, taking down someone like Josh Allen will be definitely a much harder challenge than who was it? Zach Wilson last week is who he sacked.
I hope from that comment by Jones, I hope that he's not Mark Anderson for one particular reason, and that reason is longevity. Mark Anderson, when he was drafted by the Bears out of Arkansas, he had that one rookie year where he had double-digit sacks because he was rotating on a really, really good defense. So he got a lot of one-on-ones, and you're supposed to take advantage of what you take advantage of. But when they tried to get that guy to be a more consistent starter, he didn't show up, and he was out of the league in less than 10 years, I believe. Or really, 10 years is a long time for anyone. Let's not say that.
That's a long time.
I know. I just said that. So
correction.
Correction. They didn't re-sign him after his rookie deal because of the decline in production. So I would hope that Booker reminds me of someone who can stick around a little longer than. I would love to have the big boom in sacks. 10, double digit would be big for a rotation guy regardless. But you would hope this young man is good enough to stick around for longer than the rookie deal if he could perform, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 7. If you can stay above from between 6, if you're rotation to end, if you can get from 6 to 10, I will take that from a rotation to end every year if that's what you're going to get.
Gotta get him in there with the 1s, man. Gotta get him in there with the 1s. And see what he get and see what he has. See what he has.
If he can continue to make plays with the 2s, it'll justify him going up to the 1s and getting that shot.
That's my point. That's my point for me.
The more plays you make on the field here, you kind of as much as the guy above you may be making more money than you, the coaches will just your play on the field is gonna they can't justify you benching you when you're continuously making plays and out there, no matter how much the guy above you is getting paid. So it's only a matter of time. Like I said, if he continues to play that the way he plays and makes these splash plays out there, these highlight plays, there's no way in hell that they're going to just be able to say, hey, continue to wait and whatnot. So, but like you said, it's all about the consistency. We need him to see him do it week in and week out and not just against, the 2s. So hopefully he gets that opportunity.
I want to see Grady Jarrett, man. I'm excited to see. I know how he plays. I've always been a fan of him. This very disruptive. I want to see him out there, man. Even if it's just for a series, I want to see him out there. And with that comes relief for Sweat and or Booker, whoever's playing opposite. You know what I'm saying? If Grady Jarrett does what Grady Jarrett does, which is disrupt that middle, you know what I'm saying? The end should have and the linebacker should have a good game. They should have a good game. So I want to see the 1s. I'm really looking forward to seeing the 1s, to see what Dennis Allen has done with these cats, man. See what he's done with these cats. I'm looking forward to seeing the 1s.
And it's encouraging to see that, or to hear that the joint practices that the Bears have been holding their own on offense. Of course, the Bills are much better, and at least they're a much more organized team, or at least have a better idea of what their offense can do and stuff since they've been under the system for a while now. So they should look sharper and more put together than the Bears' offensive system at this point. But it is encouraging to see that the defense was able to make their own plays and kind of get to Josh Allen as well during these joint practices.
Yeah.
I want to admit something I said. I apologize. He was signed again for a second contract, Anderson, and then he was traded, I believe, to Houston in 2010. But his rookie had 12 sacks, and he didn't have double-digit sacks again until he signed with New England in 2011 for 10. But he went from 12 to 5 to 1 to 3.5 to 0. So yeah, you want to see more longevity out of your rotation guy who you hope will take over as a number 1 or more predominant defensive end. So I'm rooting for Booker. Obviously, we all are because we're Bears fans and we want to see him be good. I think that you just want like you were saying, if you want a guy, you need more guys. You need more guys, but you need more guys to get. We were rated literally the bottom 10% of teams that got pressure on quarterbacks last year from all of our guys. You know, Sweat had an offseason because of the injury. Booker didn't show up as a rookie, but what did we really expect out of him? We didn't get enough production out of any of our defensive ends.
Robinson.
Yeah, he's another. So yeah. Robinson had a sack this past game, but the story goes with him. Pickens had a sighting. I was a Pickens guy. I really thought Pickens, but I thought Pickens was going to be like a nose tackle here. I thought they played him out of position.
That's why they initially drafted him. Drafted him to be the nose.
And they thought he was going to be a nose. And I don't know if it's the system or the coaching or him. Could be all three.
But some say, when I heard it's him. Like he doesn't want to put the work in. He didn't want to put the work in to be there. So
I always figured he wasn't good enough. Sometimes you're just not good enough. Sometimes you can put the work in. Like I think we as fans, and then people are like, "Oh, if you work hard." Look, working hard sometimes isn't enough.
To make it to the NFL, you're good enough. You're good enough.
Yeah,
if you make it,
but to stay,
he's been on the team. How long? He's been on the team? What? 4 years? 3 years?
3 years.
Yeah. So
remember, that's the same
third
class.
year. So first of all, to make it to the NFL and to be on the team for 3 years. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead to finish your sentence. I was just saying one at a time, so we're not talking over each other. So go ahead and finish up, and then
that's all I had. I was just saying to make it to the NFL and to be on the team for 3 years, it's special. Not that he's special, not his game, but to make it to the NFL and play for 3 years is special. That's all I had, man.
Go ahead, Jeff.
But we definitely need another nose. We need someone to rotate the Billings. Mm-hmm. So that's what you want to see, because you don't have a real nose on this team besides Billings. You just have a bunch of technical threes. And I know that this is a very athletic NFL, and we don't see the Washingtons and the big guys we had in the 2000s. But you're going to need someone stout against the run. And Jared is older guy, but he's going to be a rotation guy. He's not going to play 60% of the snaps. His defense, very few guys in the NFL even starters play. Besides the kid out of
Dexter, do you not have
the Raiders,
him taking up a step? No, but Dexter.
Yeah, but Dexter's not a 1. He's a 3. He's a very agile, athletic tackle. You need another guy who typically your nose tackle is not there for the glory. Yeah,
that 300-pound nose. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not there for the glory. Mm-hmm. Nose tackles typically, I mean, you got to be like a Haloti Ngata to be that special. Those are guys who are freaks. Yes. But you need a guy who's going to do the dirty work.
The dirty work. Take 2 tackle, take 2 block, take on 2 block. Right. Every snap. You know what I'm saying?
Let your linebackers roam, stuff like that.
Yeah, let them run. Let them run in the back. Yeah, you need, and we haven't had that in. Whew. It's been a minute, man.
Almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a different game, but you still need those guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. That those guys made Urlacher's and Briggs' jobs a hell of a lot easier and whatnot, because they didn't have blockers on them at all. Those guys took up all the blocks and whatnot. So Urlacher's and Warwick Coleman's and whatnot, and Lance Briggs could make those highlight plays and be free to make the tackles and stuff. But I do think between all those guys there that we have there, somebody should step up between Dio, a big Dexter, Pickens, or even Grady Jarrett. Like, one of those guys should be able to establish themselves there to be that guy.
I'm kind of disappointed in Dexter, man. By now, I was expecting more.
How so?
I was expecting more. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I want him on the team. I'm expecting more out of him, man. I'm expecting more under this Dennis Allen defense. Under the Dennis Allen defense, more aggressive.
I mean, he had 5 sacks at the 3 technique, so I thought he played pretty good.
5 for his size.
51 total tackles, 19 quarterback hits. I thought he played really well. I mean, he's part of he's one of the staples of this defense as far as the defensive line. So I thought he played really well. I don't know your expectations from him. I know that they're talking about moving him more, putting him on the edge and pass
situations. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. So I don't know my expectation for jump. I would say to be realistic, I would say going from 5 sacks, if he's healthy, if he could hit 8, 8 would be a good number. 8 sacks. I take 8 sacks.
That's not asking for too much.
I think we greatly overrate guys who get double-digit sacks, bro. Like, they play 17 games. It's not like 10 guys a year get double-digit sacks. The best guys are going to get it. Are there 20 guys in the league who get 10 plus sacks a year? Like, you're pretty much getting pressure, and then you're trying to get at least, if not a sack a game, you're trying to get a sack every other game. Or, the consistency of it is real. From your elite defensive ends or defensive tackles who want to get consistent double-digit sacks. So a guy like Dexter, I think 8, anything 8 or more, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah. So real quick, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate you guys being here, kicking it with a lot of new names that I'm seeing in the chat. Stu Dog definitely is one of them. Swaggy, another new one. And then the ones that keep coming back, like, we asked them to. Dan, we appreciate you coming back, being in the chat, and also even some other new ones. Let me just scroll up a little bit more. Here we go. Schoolie, yeah, we definitely agree with you, or at least hoping that Caleb cooks tonight. So, but all the newbies, like I said, we do appreciate you being in here with us, chopping it up with us. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like button. And to share.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Like, share, subscribe. Yep.
Yeah.
And check us out. Let me put this out there real quick. Commish, check us out. For the kid, for 18, for everybody out there, for the kid, get a kid a break, man. Let's get a kid a break. Yeah, when let me finish, coach. Let me finish, yeah. Let me finish. When I say give him a break, if he holds the ball for 4 seconds instead of 3, get a kid a break. It's a new system. That's all I ask. Get a kid a break.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Don't, and if you want to do that, you look at Josh Allen. You look at Josh Allen, who knows his offense, been under the same offense. 1, 2, 3, gone. You know what I'm saying? And so if you see the kid 1, 2, 3, 4, gone. Let's not say, he doesn't have it, man. I'm just saying, I wasn't a fan of drafting him, but I am a fan of the Bears, so I am a fan of him. Now, I'm one of his fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's get a kid a break, man. Let's give him. Matter of fact, let's just give him a little curve. Let's give him a little curve under this new offensive system. Give him a little. When you grade him on a little curve.
I think the issue is, we've been told to be patient at the QB position, like I said last week, for a very long time. So when we start to see little red flags, familiar issues that we've seen with past quarterbacks, I think us Bears fans tend to hold our breath and get a little bit worried and kind of, because we've seen this before. And it's just like, please, for the love of God, can we please turn the fucking channel and see something different at the QB position, quarterback position, and not the same old fucking up and down, inconsistent play? Can we have somebody who can be a consistent QB for once in our goddamn lives?
Commish.
True.
Is that too much to ask?
Commish.
I get
Commish. Who are you telling? Who are you telling, man?
I know you get a Bears fan as long as that jersey.
Hey, anybody out there, Google Bob Avellini.
It's not worth it.
Vince Evans. Google these. That's what I'm saying. Google those names. So all I'm saying is I've seen it. I agree with you, Commish. I've seen it.
Devil calls depression. Don't look them guys up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, don't Google them. Right?
Don't look them guys up.
Don't. I'm telling you, man. Talking about quarterbacks and looking at red flags. Oh my! I'm telling you, you wouldn't want to watch a game, man. You wouldn't want to watch a Bears game. So I'm saying that in just to say, like,
those 70s games. No one.
I'm trying to keep this jersey on. I'm not trying to take it off.
Man, you know how hard it was. You know how hard it is. 50 years.
Yeah.
50 years, man. Talking about quarterbacks.
Man.
Come on, man. Come on.
We gotta stop bringing that guy's name up. We gotta stop bringing his name up.
All right, Vince Evans.
It might not have been Vince Evans' fault though.
Man,
The team wasn't good. But
none of them were. None of them were.
true.
None
That's
of them
true.
were.
That's
Chef.
true. You're right. So, two quick things. So, just going back to the sack thing, only 17 guys had double-digit sacks in the entire NFL last season. But double-digit sacks is hard. I mean, there's 2 starting defensive ends on every team. There's 32 teams, so that's how hard it is. Leading sack, Trey Hendricks had 17 and a half. He averaged 1 sack a game.
You got him? Name them for me. Name them for me real quick.
The top guys last year for sacks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Henderson, 17. Myles Garrett, 14. Nick Bonnet, the kid out of Denver, 13 and a half. Calvin Noy, 12 and a half. Jonathan Bernard, 12 and a half. Daniel Hunter, 12. Parsons had 12. Another Minnesota guy had 11 and a half. TJ Watt only had 11 and a half, like only 11 and a half, but that's double digit. Leonard Williams had 11. Will Anderson had 11. Cooper had 10 and a half. And it goes pretty much down from there. But only 17 guys had double digit sacks. So just saying about the Dexter thing, like double digit would be great. But if he gets 8, he pretty much won every other game, or you get pressure when it's needed. I think that's the bigger thing from your defensive end. It's not just sacks. It's the pressure you put on the quarterback that's even more important than the actual sack number. Because no one cares if you're getting sacks in the first quarter if can't get pressure in the fourth quarter to cause, a ball that might be a turnover, or you're chasing a guy to make a bad throw. So the number is what the defensive ends want. As a guy who played the game and who coaches the game, I want to see you putting pressure on the quarterback to make him make bad decisions, quick decisions, causing interceptions down the field.
Mm-hmm. It was like and that preface that by saying, go back to what you were saying. That goes back to that nose tackle, man. That nose tackle that we sold. Man, if you can get that pressure up the middle, man, everybody can eat. Everybody can eat.
You gotta make the pocket smaller. But also for the Caleb thing, I'm not gonna lie. You saying being patient with Caleb is something I didn't expect you to hear from you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You said be patient. I was like, patience? You? Patience?
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? What's
I'm just saying you're
just messing with you, man. I know what you're saying.
You're a very starch critic, and that's okay. That's okay. I understand. I get it. You got a little more time in the game, but to hear you say be patient was something I didn't expect.
What you said? I'm a starch critic
you're a hard 18. Critic. You're a hard critic.
18? Nah.
Okay. You don't like to sugarcoat things. If
you don't,
things that are not
that's
right,
all.
you're like, that's some bullshit right there. I mean, without
that's all. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I just want the best for the kid. Anybody understand him? As far as the Chicago Bears, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. And if you're not playing up to par, I'm gonna say, like, man, that guy's not playing up to par. So when they did draft 18, I'm like everybody else. I had my own opinion, just like everybody else had their own opinion. Whether it was right, whether it was wrong, but doesn't matter now.
No,
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter 100%. Now. That's the guy. That's the guy. So I'm with that guy. So
speaking of that guy,
100%.
So we got about 15 minutes left before we really wrap this up here. We're going for an hour and a half. Also, real quick before, normally, guys, we do our pregame show 2 hours before every game day. But because we have one of our co-hosts is traveling to Chicago, for a wedding, we kind of switched it up. We're doing it way earlier than normal, but normally to catch our Bears pregame show here at the clubhouse, it's 2 hours before every game day during the season. That's when you'll catch us. So,
so that would be,
it was my idea to have an earlier show.
Yeah. So
I disagree. Totally. No, I'm just joking. I'm just messing with you. Ask him.
That's cool.
Ask him this, man. I'm just trolling.
Cool.
I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
I know you are. I know you would have a problem with it though. We said earlier show. I know you didn't have a problem with it. Plus, me being back home. If we would have had the show like 2 hours, it just would have made my time of trying to see people and trying to move around. Yeah, would have made it real tight. So I was like, hey, let's do an earlier show. Let me get the rest of the day so I can move around, see some family, see some friends. I got a cousin who's in town from Cleveland who I want to see. So yeah, But yeah, I don't think anyone has a problem with us going on earlier for a preseason game.
I was trolling, man. I was just trolling.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Real quick.
So before you ask your question, I do have a question. I don't know if this was going to be your question. Do you all have any quote unquote dark horse guys who are fringe guys who you want to see make the team, or in the first preseason game, you want them to see them more to see if you want, guys who because it's 90 guys on the roster. Every 40 of these guys ain't going to make the squad. Who are you looking for to make the practice squad, or who are you looking for to actually make the consistent active 53-man roster who going into camp you were like, oh, that guy might not make it?
Well,
that's a good question.
Also, people in the chat, put those answers in the chat as well.
Me personally, I like Sewell. I want him to be a starter. I'm looking for him to be a starter. And as far as making the team, we talked about it. We talked about it earlier. It's Scott, man. I'm pulling for the kid, man. I'm pulling for the kid. I know the wide receiver room is full, but I'm pulling for him, man. I want to maybe he'll make plays on special team, man. Maybe get the light will come on. And I'm pulling for the underdog, man. The kid's been on the team 3 years, man. I mean, he's a 4th-round draft pick. You can't coach speed.
You expect more.
Maybe Hightower can, light a fire up on the boy. He has to know. Looking at the roster, he's going out there practicing with these guys every day. So that's who I'm pulling for, man. I say Scott.
So who I want to see something out of and hoping to see some sort of splash from him that he can do the job and is not going to be a bust is Kareem Amagaji. He's one of those guys that we invested a 3rd-round pick into last year. And haven't been hearing too much good things about him as him even being a viable option in the position that we drafted him for. So that's a guy that I'm hoping to.
Is he healthy?
Yeah, he's healthy.
He's healthy. I mean, they're giving him off days during the week, but I think that he's competing for the rotation tackle guy, a rotation left tackle or right tackle. Also, I think he's been getting some run at guard. So I think that people forget that was the other thing that people talked about, his versatility of playing guard or tackle. So him being his 2nd year, coming from the Ivy League, having a big injury with his leg or hip, I believe, that I just want to see him be stronger than he was last year. Because when they had to throw him out, unfortunately, they had to throw him out there last year. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to play starting tackle. So this year he was competing for left tackle. He was obviously the 3rd guy kind of going in. He was getting some run, getting some 1st and 2nd team looks. Now he looks like he's kind of been backing up. I mean, on the depth chart, he's backing up Darnell Wright. So you don't feel bad about that. You just hope that he's better prepared. He's stronger. He understands the system. Strength is the big thing for him. His anchor, his athleticism. So from the accounts of things I've heard online and on the radio and podcasts, he hasn't looked bad. He just hasn't looked good enough to be like, hey, that guy might take a 1st stringer job. I think that he's going to make the roster. I just think he's going to be a rotation guy. So you just got to wait and see. So, but I understand you put a 3rd-round pick into that guy. So you want to see that guy in 2-3 years be a guy who you could be like, hey, he's a starter now. We're depending on him. I mean, if you look at the roster, ideally, I would think the Bears are thinking, hey, in 2 years or in a year, left tackle will be Ozzie Trapillo, and that left guard or that right guard, if Joe Tooney or Jonah Jackson aren't here anymore, it could be a guy like Amagaji. So I think that's kind of what they're envisioning. The future line being Darnell Wright at right guard, Ozzie Trapillo at left, and then Amagaji being one of those 2 guards. I mean, you have, because all the guys you have now, Tooney, Dahlman, and Jackson.
Darnell Wright is right tackle.
No, that's what I said. Darnell Wright being the right tackle, Ozzie Trapillo being the left tackle, and then probably being Amagaji being a starting guard. Goes to fruition and produce.
Okay.
I understand. Who I would like to see, want to see more of, is I would like. So you mentioned Noah Sewell being that 2nd linebacker. underdog. I'm looking for a quote unquote an underdog guy to make the team. I don't want to take a guy who I know is going to make the team. I'm going to go. I can't even pick him because he hasn't been playing because of his health or he's had personal issues. The guy I was going to say Zay Frazier, the kid out of UTSA, but he hasn't been there. They haven't disclosed the personal issues, but he's missed 2 weeks of time. So I'm going to pick another guy, a guy who I'm hoping can make the team or fight for a position. I'm going to go.
So hold up. Did you say Zay Frazier? You said Zay Frazier?
Yeah. Zay Frazier was like a fifth round pick corner.
The nickel, yeah.
Yeah, the kid is like 6'2". He's been out he was out 2 weeks with a personal issue. So I'm a big fan of big corners, athletic guys. He seemed real athletic. You like what he was talking about at rookie training camp, but he hasn't been there. So he's probably be like a practice squad guy since he doesn't have the reps the other guys have. But if I want to pick a guy who I want to see make the team, actually I'm gonna pick two guys. I'm gonna pick an offensive guy and defensive guy. Theo Benedict, the kid who played college in Canada, what they call the Canadian Eagle.
Yeah, got hurt last year, right?
He looked
when they got hurt last year in camp.
He got hurt last year. year. So seeing him on the field, I want to see him progress with the speed of the game. Maybe he's another one of those guys who can be another backup tackle or compete for a job and make the practice squad. And then the other guy, you already said Tyler Scott. The other guy for me would be, I think we'll pick a local guy. Although I don't know if he's going to make the team.
What about Shamir Turner? What do you think?
I was going to say Wheeler. I was going to say the running back, Wheeler, from the kid who tore his knee up last year. He looked good in his run. Ian Wheeler, I know I mentioned him earlier. If he can find a way to get on special teams not as a gunner or a guy who can make tackles, because he's clearly not going to get handoff. He's not going to get carries because the running back room is loaded, although we've had some injuries with Roshan. I would love to see him on the team, providing some type of special team support and maybe earning a couple handoffs or a play because of his speed. He has great speed. He's another guy who has speed. He's actually faster speed-wise than Scott. And on defense, I would like to see. Really, it'd be.
What do you think about Shamir Turner? What about Shamir Turner? What do you think? Shamir Turner.
He's hurt. I think that guy makes the team. I think he makes the team, but he's not healthy right now.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
They took him really high. So that's. Yeah, he's been out with injury. Let me see. I'm on the depth chart now on the roster. Let me try to find injury report. Excuse me.
Who are you looking at?
Looking for Shamir Turner.
I think
see if he's on injury report. They didn't have him listed. Yeah, they didn't have him listed as injured.
I think he's better now.
Well, he didn't play. He didn't play last week because he was hurt.
Correct.
Got hurt in training camp. So I would like to see what he can do. I want to see what he can do playing.
Yes.
So they don't have it. They don't have it on the official website. So I'm not sure if he's going to play. I hope he plays. I want to see him make this. I want to see what he can do. I'm not saying he's a long shot to make the 53, but because of the injury, I think he'll be another one of those guys that keep on the practice squad to develop. He was a guy who at A&M played defensive end, then they asked him to move inside, so he put on like 50 pounds of weight. I want to know. I would like him to know what Allen's goal is for him. What the DC wants to do with him. Is he going to play the 3? I don't think he's going to put on weight to play the 1. So is he going to be kind of like that Grady Jarrett or Dexter type guy who's a rotational 3, maybe play some end in some situational stuff. So definitely want to see what he looks like. So those are the guys. Turner came back this week from the ankle sprain, right? Yeah. So want to see if he what he can do. That's who I'm looking for. Guys who really is the guys who have been hurt, who are young guys who I'm looking forward to see if they be healthy enough to make a roster impact or to impact the roster.
So yeah, no.
Anyone else for you, Commissioner?
They just gonna make the team as a backup.
Goes to Judah real quick. Like I said, he's just one. Like, thanks for coming back. Haven't seen this name in a long time, but he is definitely likes to get the chat wild up, and all fired up and whatnot. So with his agent takes, everyone has an opinion and whatnot to who's the better QB.
These linemen, they are discussing suck.
A lot of us.
They suck compared to what? Compared to you? Because I know.
I just take it as a laugh when his opinions and whatnot. So, Super Bowl Bears 26. Don't take him too seriously. I think a lot of it he likes to troll. He likes to troll and whatnot. And if it's not a troll, and if it's a straight take,
I'm not. I don't worry about fans and people who are not athletes saying that someone sucks or is trash. I mean, you ain't there. So,
hey, if you're in the NFL, like I just said, if you can make it to the NFL,
you know me.
Right. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Is there any final thoughts you want to give out to this game? Any kind of score predictions, or just any kind of what you want to see out of it?
I want to see intensity, which I've been hearing about. You know what I'm saying? I want to see discipline. I'm talking about on both sides of the ball, all assets of the game. I want to see I want to see intensity. I want to see discipline. And I definitely want to take a look at that left tackle, man. The left tackle, and finally that nose tackle, man. Saying who's going to solidify that position. Mm-hmm.
I'm eager and hoping to see that the Bears, like I said, number one, is the offense hits the ground running and plays with some rhythm here, and give us some sort of insight that Caleb's kind of grasping this offense, and we're not at the point to where we may be needing to look into bringing in another QB next year or anything like that. So that's what I'm hoping to see, and then the defense also continuing to give Josh Allen some issues. If Austin Brooks can get his hands wrapped around him, that would be ideal and awesome to see. But mainly, I want the offense to look good and look, like I said, like they're grasping Ben Johnson's offense.
So, so you have no concerns about the defense, Commissioner?
No, I said I want to see them get their hands on Josh Allen as well and look good as well. So I mentioned the defense. Coach Beth, final thoughts? You're on mute, I think. You're not talking,
I just want to see. I want to see everybody stay healthy. No,
never mind. I guess you
can't hear me. Can't hear me.
Yeah.
Good.
You're buffering.
Oh man. My goal. I definitely want. Well, I'm not at home. Sorry. So cool. I want to see everyone stay healthy. I want to see however long Caleb and the first team is out there. I want to see how that line gels together. But really, I just want everybody to stay healthy. That's my main goal. Health, and I want to see that line. We still have not had a line in the past 3 years play more than 3 consecutive games together. So I want the line. I want to see how the line looks as the left tackles compete. That's what I'm looking for.
And that's all fair points. Like I said, health is one of the main things. Hopefully, we come out of this game with all our starters relatively healthy and with no long-term injuries and whatnot. So that is a big part of it as well. So, but with that all being said and whatnot, I do want to thank you guys for joining me today and helping me do the pregame show. It's always a blast to do the pregame with you guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everyone that was in the chat today. Like I said, very, very active this morning. Super thankful with that. Appreciate it. Come back and watch us again. And like I said, hopefully the Bears offense looks a hell of a lot better. And even though it's the preseason, I still want to see a Bears win. It's always good to see the Bears winning rather than losing. So with that all being said, like I said, thank you guys once again. Really do appreciate it. Be safe out there. Be good out there. But if you can't be good, damn it, at least be good.
Bear down, baby, bear down.
Bear down.
Never that. No,
Put
no,
that
no.
ball away.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
No, Chef.
We don't
No.
bring out them calls.
No.
Those are the
shit.
Super Bowl.
No.
Don't do that.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.